Welcome back to Tinygrams Games, and I'm here today with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos. And today I'm taking a look at who I think are the top 5 healers in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, admittedly, there aren't that many healers to choose from, so narrowing it down to 5 wasn't that difficult. But let's go ahead and start at the top. I think the best healer in the game is Luminara Unduli, because if you notice, she's not even classified as a healer. Therefore, she's quite a good attacker. Her basic attack is quite good. Her Force Blast is great. It does a ton of damage. It does an ability block. And then her heal is quite powerful, and it has a heal over time. It heals over 2 turns. So it's a very strong heal, a good solid attack, and a really strong Force Blast makes for, in my opinion, the best healer in the game. And then, of course, the best part about her is that you can get her in the Galactic War, and so it's incredibly easy to go ahead and grind her up to 7 stars. I had her to 7 stars in a very short amount of time. So Luminara is a phenomenal healer. You should get her. There's no reason not to get her. She's available to everyone. Go get her right now if you don't have her yet. Alright, I think the second best healer in the game is Old Daka. And it's kind of interesting because she's actually not that phenomenal of a healer. And what I mean by that is her heal isn't that strong. You're actually going to be quite underwhelmed by it. But she's a really good toolbox character. So in addition to her heal, she has an ability that when somebody dies, there's a chance that they just immediately spring back to life. And then also every time she heals, she has the ability to bring someone back to life. So she's very strong in a fight where you're going to have multiple healers especially. So let's say she brings someone back to life, and then someone like Luminara can follow up with an even bigger heal to heal that person up right away. But also her basic attack has a fairly decent chance to do a stun, which is quite useful, and it can even do another enemy. So it's 45 and 40 to do one and then another enemy stun, which is incredibly strong. So I've used her quite a bit where you do a thing where you heal, and then you say, okay, I just need to stun this guy. And so instead of trying to do damage with her, I just use her as a stun. So she's such a good toolbox character in that she stuns, she heals, she resurrects. She really does it all. Now, if you're just looking for one healer to kind of bolster a lineup, she's not that great of a healer. I really like Old Daka in a lineup where I'm using multiple healers. I have often been using more of the sustain type of lineup where I have 3 healers, and I'll have something like Luminara, Old Daka, and the Jedi Consular all together, and then she's incredibly useful. In something like a more burst lineup, she's probably not going to be quite as useful. But again, like Luminara, you can grind her not as easily as Luminara, but she is available in 4B, which isn't that hard to get to. And then she's also available in Cantina shipments, which admittedly, it's not that easy to grind guys in here, but at least she is grindable. It's not somebody you just have to open a pack and pray that you get her. So Old Doc is my choice for the second best healer in the game, and I think she's quite good. My choice for the third best is a character I don't actually have on this account. I have it on my alternate account, Barriss Offee. She's actually a great healer. I know she got nerfed, and people lost their minds about how she got nerfed, and so now she's useless. But in my impression, she's exactly what she was before. A really good, dedicated healer. Does she do anything else? No. If you ability block her, is she any good? No. But she does heal really, really well. And also as a leader, she's phenomenal because she gives people extra health. So I really like Barriss Offee in a lineup, especially where I'm doing multiple healers, so that the problem with Barriss Offee is if everybody gets low, her heal is pretty much useless. But if you have her paired up with another healer, so that healer, say Luminara, can come in, heal most of the guys, and then one person doesn't get healed because of Palpatine or Sidious and his annoying healing immunity, Barriss Offee gets to jump on that character and bring that character up to full. And that's what makes her so incredibly strong, that she overwrites healing immunity because she's not technically healing, she's equalizing, and it makes her really phenomenal. So I especially like her in Galactic Wars, where more health, more heals just helps you push through all those Galactic Wars. I think she's great as a light side character, and I actually, on my alternate account, she's in my main arena lineup as well. I think she's really great. One thing I do want to revisit real quick with Old Daka is that what makes Old Daka even better is that there aren't that many dark side healers. It's basically her and Talia, and in my opinion, Old Daka is light years better than Talia. So she's really nice to have, even just for your dark side battles to try to push through. So it's hard for me to say you should definitely be grinding her out of the Cantina because there are a number of good choices, but Old Daka is a really, really solid one. Okay, my fourth favorite healer is the Ewok Elder. And this one's a little bit more iffy because I don't actually own the Ewok Elder. I'm just sort of working theoretically here. So here, bear with me. This guy has a heal, and he has a chance to resurrect people when he heals them, much like an Old Daka character. But then he also has an ability that he automatically revives somebody. And this has a really long cooldown, but still, it's pretty amazing. So in some sort of sustain lineup, you know you will resurrect somebody. And when you're playing Arena, the Arena is not quite smart enough to focus down guys. So obviously, if it were a player-to-player, they would just focus down the Ewok Elder first. And whenever I see him, I burn him with fire to the ground. But against an AI, they don't do that. And so I have this theoretical idea of having a lineup that's like Ewok Elder, Old Daka, Boba Fett, because he comes back from the dead on his own, the droid HK-47 or whatever his name is that comes back from the dead, and then maybe Luminara to help pick guys up to full health. So in other words, basically, nothing dies, and if they do, they're back. It's probably a terrible lineup because it doesn't do enough damage. But Boba Fett does have ability block. Luminara does have ability block. It'd be a cool lineup to try. Bottom line is I'd really like to have the Ewok Elder. You can grind him, so it's not unthinkable to get him. He's only 25 shards. I just haven't done that yet. But he's a character that I'd like to try, and theoretically, I think he's probably the fourth best healer. Having said all that, his heal is not that strong, actually. So he's a character that, again, you probably want to use him like Old Daka, where he's another character in a lineup rather than just the main character, the main healer. All right, so for me, my fifth favorite healer is, yep, the one all the way from the beginning. You've had this character since the first moment you logged in, the Jedi Consular. He doesn't do anything great, but he does everything pretty well. He attacks with a reasonable strength. His heal is fine. His special does a fair amount of damage. He's just overall a very solid character. And when you're starting the game, there's no reason not to put some ability mats into him. There's no reason not to gear him up because he's going to be useful. If nothing else, all the way for Galactic Wars, I still use him. I have a lot of characters at my disposal. Because in Galactic Wars, you can spam his heal. You're able to take down his cooldown quite a bit. So I think it's every 3 turns you can heal with him. It's really often, and he becomes quite useful for that. He's actually has still been in my primary lineup as of late, which maybe that sounds crazy, but I have been using a lineup that's 3 heals of Jedi Consular, Old Daka, and Luminara, and so he's still, until recently, has been in there, and I'll have a new video coming out that talks about having more of a burst damage lineup. But in a sustain heal lineup, I've still been using him. Now, if I had Barriss Offee, would I use him still? Probably not. I think Barriss is probably a little bit better than the Counselor because while the Counselor does hit harder than Barriss Offee, he doesn't have ability block or stun or anything like that. And so it's just basically a little bit harder attack for a weaker heal. And I would probably take the stronger heal if I'm going for a healer. But overall, I do like the Jedi Counselor quite a bit. I consider him the 5th best healer. And what's really great about the healers is that you have access to Luminara easily. You have access to Jedi Consular easily. Old Daka is not that hard to get because you can get her out of the shipment. So the only ones that are hard at all to get are Barriss Offee, who admittedly is very hard because you have to get her in packs, unless you are one of the people that bought the starter set with her. Yes, Pago the Lesser is not a healer. And then the Ewok Elder is also somewhat difficult to get, but it's not that hard to grind 25 shards, although you're only able to do 2C for now. So it won't take that long. But so basically 3 of the healers are easily acquirable, and really, to be honest, I can't imagine a lineup where I'm using more than 3 healers unless the metagame shifts dramatically to a really heal-heavy lineup. If you were to get Luminara, Counselor, Old Daka, you're going to be pretty happy. Alright, so that's my ranking of the top healers. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And as always, I'll see you next time on Tiny Grimes Games. And if you want to go ahead and check out my Patreon, I've gone ahead and put the link below. So until next time, see you.